Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Friday, April 1st, 2019. Oh, it's Monday.
Roll call. We have Commissioner Garcia, Cabello, James, Davis, and Caloza. President James, we do have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning. Asad Al-Najjar, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning. Neil Drucker, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning. Sefi Wiles, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning. Efrain Gonzalez, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good evening. Oh, excuse me. Good morning, Pamela Ostrander, Street Services. It's really dark outside. Good morning, Lori Rittenberg, City Attorney.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we do not have any speaker cards under general public comment. We also do not have any commentary under the Neighborhood Council commentary section. No speaker cards on any of the items as well.
Okay, we'll close general public comment as well as the Neighborhood Council category of commentary. Agenda item number 5. The mayor has approved and authorized the Board of Public Works on behalf of Sanitation to execute the letter of agreement between Athens Services for the processing of letter of agreement with Athens Services for the processing of recyclable materials collected from the East Valley watershed. Is there a second to my motion that we approve agenda item number 5 forthwith by Commissioner Cabello? Any objection? Without objection, we'll approve agenda item number 5. Any issue sending it forthwith? We'll send number 5 forthwith. Number 4 is an authority for expenditure for South Coast Air Quality. Street Services and the Office of Accounting are requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure in the amount of $8,000 to pay for the annual operation and emissions fees and permits associated with the asphalt plants and other facilities for this fiscal year 2018-2019. Mr. Lim.
Good morning, Michael Lim, Bureau of Street Services. The Bureau of Street Services is requesting board approval and execution of an authority for expenditure to increase the encumbrance for South Coast Air Quality Management District by $8,000, bringing that total up to $27,000.
And is this a quarterly allotment that we're doing?
I believe it's annual. We spent in fiscal year 17-18, we spent about $11,000. The reason for the increase this fiscal year was for additional permits needed for our Van Norman facility. Oh,
okay. I guess my question was it a quarterly encumbrance? But you're telling us this is about what we spend every year.
No, prior year we spent $11,000. So the reason for the increase this year is because we needed additional permits for our Van Norman facility.
Okay. Thank you. I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 4.
Thank you.
Seconded by Commissioner Davis. Thank you, sir. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 4. Any issue sending 4 forthwith? We will send number 4 forthwith. Is there a second to my motion that we approve the meeting minutes from the meeting of Friday, February 22nd, 2019 by Commissioners Cabello and Garcia? Any objection? Without objection, we will approve the meeting minutes. Agenda item number 3, Office of Community Beautification Contract Amendment, Los Angeles Conservation Corps. Recommending that the board authorize the Office of Community Beautification to execute a contract amendment with the Los Angeles Conservation Corps to increase the ceiling amount of the contract by $500,000. Secondly, authorize the Department of Recreation and Parks to piggyback on an existing contract with OCB, which OCB administers with the LA Conservation Corps. And third, authorize myself or 2 members of the Board of Public Works to execute the contract amendment after approval as to form has been obtained by the city attorney. Mr. Roch will tell us what we're going to do with Rec and Parks here. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Paul Roch, Director of the Office of Community Beautification. The Los Angeles Conservation Corps is one of the nonprofit community-based organizations under contract with OCB. And they provide various services, cleanup, weed abatement, and graffiti removal and tree planting throughout the city of Los Angeles. The Conservation Corps hires at-risk youth and young adults primarily to provide these services. Recently, the Department of Recreation and Parks has been awarded a California Department of Forestry and Fire Protection grant for a tree planting and tree educational project that will occur in 15 parks located in disadvantaged and low-income communities throughout the city. The Department of Recreation and Parks has requested authority to piggyback on an existing contract that OCB maintains with the Conservation Corps to manage the tree planting and the tree care aspects of this grant program. Board approval is requested this morning in order for OCB to amend the existing contract with the Conservation Corps to allow Rec and Parks to piggyback on the contract and to increase the ceiling amount by $500,000.
Thank you, Mr. Roch. Commissioner Cabello.
Thank you, President James. Colleagues, I want to stress the importance of the expenditure of this grant from CAL FIRE. We are now really focused on our urban canopy and implementation of our urban forestry management plan, and this is a wonderful opportunity to expedite this work, especially in areas that need urban canopy the most, or underserved areas. So thank you so much for this, and I fully support it and would love to move it if there are no further comments.
Thank you. So that's Commissioner Cabello's motion, seconded by Commissioner Garcia. Any objection? With that objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 3. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Any issue sending number 3 forthwith? We will send number 3 forthwith. That takes us to agenda item number 2, sanitation, task order solicitation number 100, Woodard and Curran Rancho Park Project. Recommend that the board first authorize the Director of Sanitation or his designee to award task order solicitation SN 100 to Woodard and Curran from the on-call consultant list. Secondly, approve a total budget of $300,000 to fund the services to develop a feasibility study for the concept project Rancho Park Water Reclamation Facility. Third, approve a term of engagement until July 22nd, 2019, starting from the date that sanitation issues a notice to proceed. And fourth, authorize the Director of Sanitation or his designee to extend this task order to February 28th, 2020, upon approval by the Board of Public Works of the renewal of the parent on-call contract as authorized by Council File 13-0949-S1. And fifth, approve the memorandum of agreement between Sanitation and Los Angeles Department of Water and Power to share costs for TOS SN 100. Good morning.
Good morning, Asia Jackson with LA Sanitation. Good morning, Commissioners, Board Representatives. This project is the Rancho Park project, which is a study that was developed out of the One Water LA 2040 plan. And this is just one of the concepts we're looking at maximizing recycled water and reuse, particularly on the west side. So this is for Council District 5. So we had 7 firms, and we approved or awarded it to Woodward and Curran for $300,000. There are 6 sub-consultants that are on the contract. Is there any questions?
Commissioner Garcia.
Thank you, President James. Can you tell me a little bit more about the scope of the work for this Rancho Park project?
Sure. So as part of the scope, we are looking at siting as well as treatment options, as well as, since we are siting it on the west side, working with the community and our project partners, so DWP, Rec and Parks, to see how we can get multi-benefit out of the project as much as possible.
Got it. Is this a new park, or
This
is it
is-
revitalizing an older park?
So this is revitalizing an older park. So this would be sited on an existing facility. A portion of it could be, but this could also be split, which is why we're exploring the concept options into 2 separate siting areas.
Got it. Thank you.
Commissioner Cabello doesn't have any questions. Commissioner Cabello's made a motion on agenda item number 2, seconded by Commissioners Garcia and Davis. Thank you for putting on the record the number of firms that submitted proposals. Out of 11, we got 7, not bad. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 2. Any issues sending number 2 forthwith? We'll send number 2 forthwith. Thank you, Mr.
All right, thank you.
Agenda item number 1. Mr. Drucker, I believe last time you had number 1, we started at the back of the agenda as well.
I think so.
Yeah, but today you're sitting on the
No
horseshoes,
problem.
so you weren't going anywhere anyway.
Exactly.
Agenda item number 1, change order number 76, Papich Construction Company, Incorporated, recommending that the board authorize the city engineer to issue change order number 76 to Papich for a not-to-exceed amount of $350,000 for asphalt plant number 1 replacement and modernization project. This is for additional design build services to convert an existing asphalt cement oil tank into a rejuvenating oil tank and make all of the required changes to adjust the tank to the new use as requested by Street Services. Mr. Drucker.
Good morning. Neil Drucker, Bureau of Engineering. As President James indicated, this is a request from the city engineer to authorize the city engineer to negotiate and execute a amendment and change order to the contract with Papich Construction Co. for asphalt plant number 1 to allow us to turn an existing asphalt cement oil tank into a rejuvenating oil tank. Just to let you know, the project is about 90% complete in construction, and the intent, as I have presented before on this project, is to create a state-of-the-art facility that will allow us to recycle 50% of the asphalt that we use on streets, and then we rip up from streets when we repave them. Currently, we're recycling asphalt, but the highest percent we do is about 15%. That's the best we're able to do. So this will significantly increase our ability to recycle used asphalt and reuse that asphalt. The project is a design-build project, meaning we hired one company to both design it and build it. They have done a number of these facilities, a few of them nationwide, that have used 50% recycled asphalt and didn't need this rejuvenating oil. However, our General Services Department and Bureau of Street Services, both of whom will use the product from the facility when it's complete, feel that we need the rejuvenating oil to meet the 50% requirement. Therefore, at this point, it's recommended that we issue the change order. This will allow us to complete the project still on time, basically the middle of May, and have the facility ready to go. The way it's going to work is we're going to test the facility without this rejuvenating oil, and if the contractor is able to get the 50% mix that we want that meets all of our standard needs and requirements, then we will actually pay them for the change order. If, in fact, they can't meet it without the rejuvenating oil, and we then run it with the rejuvenating oil and we meet the standard, we will not have to pay them this $350,000. So they are so confident of their ability to meet the 50% requirement without it that they're taking a chance on this change order.
Great. I like that.
Unusual, but
Yeah.
I think it really bears to them that they feel that this facility will do it without the rejuvenating oil. So we'll see how it goes.
Thank you, Mr. Drucker. Recognizing that you're about 90% complete on the project, I know just from my communications with Street Services that as you get to 100% completion, there are just a number of items for completion. There are always punch list items, things like that, to meet the original scope and goals of the project. Do you anticipate any other change orders prior to closeout?
At this point, I don't anticipate any other change orders prior to closeout. There has been a discussion on increased parking that Street Services doesn't feel they have adequate parking, and they are looking at that. I believe that will actually happen as a separate project if it happens, but that would be, I think, the only major thing. We still have some contingency remaining, so minor issues we can handle with the existing contingency.
Good. I'm glad there's still some contingency left. Then I'll make a motion that we adopt agenda item number 1, seconded by Commissioner Coloza and Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 1. Any issue setting number 1 forthwith? We will send number 1 forthwith. Dr. Campos, have we cleared the desk?
Yes, you have.
Okay, then we can start our 4 special meetings this morning. On this April Fool's Day, we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone.